Assalamu alaikum class. Today I am going to start the topic is processing of the crude drug. As you know, the processing of the crude drug, there are certain factors which are required like cultivation, collection, harvesting, preservation, cobbling, packaging and storage. From cultivation to packaging we already discussed in our previous lecture. As you know, for the cultivation there are two different methods for the cultivation: asexual method of propagation and sexual method. And for the cultivation there are also some factors required for the cultivation like temperature, light, maturity stage of the plant, etc. Same as collection and harvesting. And for preservation, as you know, we discussed in our previous lecture, we can preserve the plant material through drying of the plant material, freeze drying, stabilization and fermentation. All these depend upon the nature of the crude drug as well as the nature of the phytochemicals, and we already discussed in detail in our previous lecture. Now the another method which also required for the preparation of the crude drug is a garbling. Garbling, as you know, is also called pressing of the crude drug, or to remove the sand, dirt and some foreign organic parts which are present in a same plant. It can be removed by several ways like washing the underground parts and remove the diseased portion if any disease are found in underground parts or in overground parts. And sometimes slicing is also required if the plant part is very large in case of the ginger, and same as it is in case of the ginger and licorice, sometimes peeling is required, while in case of the drug is bark in nature like cinnamon, the drug should be packed into coil. Now the packaging, as you know, for the packaging means to preserve the crude drugs during transportation and storage. The medicine plant should be packed in a clean and dry boxes, sacks, bags or other containers, and the material used for the packaging should be non-polluting, clean, dry and undamaged condition. And we already discussed the packaging in detail in our previous lecture. Now today I am going to start the last factor which is very important for the preparation of the crude drug, that is called storage of the crude drug. How we can store the crude drug for longer period of time. A good quality of the crude drug can be maintained if the drug are preserved properly. Therefore, the preservation of the crude drug needs sound knowledge of their physical as well as chemical nature of the crude drug. And sometimes some chemical changes can take place during the storage of the crude drug. As you know, the phytochemicals are the secondary metabolites, and secondary metabolites like volatile oil, fixed oil, flavonoids, glycosides, alkaloids, resins. And because of the during storage these chemical can be changed. Therefore, the long storage is not recommended due to the chances of the deterioration of the crude drug. As you know, there are the great differences in the stability of the crude drug because of the slow enzymatic reaction in the constituent. Different phytochemicals have different types of the properties. For example, if the drug containing glycosides and esters, they are usually less stable as compared to the alkaloids. The alkaloid containing drugs, for example, we have Nux vomica, and you know the Nux vomica seeds are hardly affected by storage, and they contain indole alkaloids. While the drug containing glycosides like cascara, it contains anthraquinone glycoside, so it cannot be used after certain periods of time. While the some drugs which containing essential oil, it can be deteriorate very quickly due to the evaporation. As you know, these are the volatile in nature and oxidation and polymerization. Therefore, the volatile content as well as the aroma can be lost. But in case of a tannins containing drug, they have almost unlimited stability. So it means the different types of the phytochemicals have different types of the stability of the crude drug. So storage of the crude drug depend upon the nature of the phytochemicals as well as nature of the plant part. Usually during storage, the drug are affected by two major factors. Number one is physicochemical, number two is biological factor. In physicochemical, we have moisture, temperature, air and light. And biological factor, certain fungi, bacteria, worm, insect and rodents. All these can affect the storage of the crude drug. Now first we discussed physicochemical factor. In physicochemical factor, the first major factor is the moisture. As you know, the moisture enhances the growth of the microorganism and it can affect the drugs adversely through the activating the enzyme. Therefore, the decomposition of the active constituent can be happen. And some drugs absorb moisture to the extent of 25% of their weight. And this moisture does not only increase the bulk of the drug, but it also impaired the quality of the crude drug. For example, as you know, the digitalis leaves and wild cherry bark, both are the examples of the glycosidic containing drug. The digitalis is the example of the cardiac glycoside, and wild cherry bark, it contains cyanogenic glycoside. And due to the moisture, their phytochemicals can be degraded. Another example we have due to the moisture is the gentian and ergot root. It received mold infestation. Due to excessive moisture, it facilitates the enzymatic degradation. So the active constituent of the drug can be lost. Now the another factor, physicochemical factor, is a light. Radiation due to direct sunlight is also causes destruction of the active chemicals. For example, the drug which contain digitalis, ergot, cod liver oil, all are the light sensitive drugs. Some drugs also affect by the light. As you know, the light always causes changes in the appearance of the crude drug, especially the loss of the color or bleaching of the flowers. For example, the yellow color of rhubarb changes into reddish brown in color, and while the white color of the flowers change into brown in color. It means the light not only change the chemical constitution, but it also change the physical appearance of the crude drug. Another factor, that's the air. And the atmospheric oxygen is also destroy the several drugs. Therefore, these type of the drug which are sensitive to the atmospheric oxygen should be filled completely in a well closed container, or the air in the container is usually replaced by inert gases like some nitrogen gases. Example, we have shark liver oil containing drug and papain containing drug. These type of drug, some inert gases should be added like nitrogen gases to prevent the oxidation reaction. Another example, we have the volatile oil containing drug as well as the fixed oil containing drug. Due to the oxygen of the air, the fixed oil oxidizes and it causes rancidity of the fixed oil. The example is linseed oil. The another example we have in volatile oil containing drug is the lemon oil, and because of the oxidation, the constituent of the drug can be rancification. So it can damage the chemical nature of the crude drug. And sometimes form or shape of the crude drug also play very important role in the preservation of the crude drug. For example, the colophony. As you know, the colophony are the resins containing drug, and this colophony in the entire form, in the big masses form, is usually packed or preserved nicely. But if it is stored in a powder form, it get easily oxidized, or their solubility in petroleum ether can be lost. And in another example, we have the ergot. In the powder ergot, the fixed oil which is present in the powder ergot become rancid on storage. As I told you earlier, because of the oxidation reaction, the fixed oil rancified. It causes rancidity of the fixed oil because of the oxidation. The ergot is another example of the rancification. Another drug we have the squill, which is also a glycosidic containing drug. When it is stored in a powder form, it becomes hygroscopic, or because of the prolonged exposure to the air, it change into a very tough masses. So the shape of the drug also affected by the oxidation or exposure to the air. Now the last factor is the temperature. As you know, the rise of the temperature up to 45 degrees centigrade activates the enzymes and it causing decomposition of the active constituent. Most common example, as you know, the volatile oil containing drug, because they are volatile in nature, it can easily affected by high temperature and their content can be decreased. So therefore, most of the drug need to be preserved at a very low temperature. The fresh plant material should be stored at very low temperature and ideally it should be 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. And the frozen product should be stored at less than -20 degrees centigrade. As you know, the frozen products are those products which are drying through lyophilization, and these drugs are usually protein or antibiotic are drying by lyophilization. Therefore, it should be stored at less than -20 degrees centigrade temperature. Now the another factor which is called biological factor, and the example is bacteria, mold and insects. Some cotton fibers are brittle due to the attack of the bacteria and it makes the cotton wool objectionable and dusty. And some mold produce unpleasant mass of the particles in powdered drugs. And insects, and the different types of the insect, worms and mites infest the crude drugs during storage. Insects like beetles, mites and moth infest the drug and make the drug porous and powdery. And some rodents causes spoilage of the crude drug, and the presence of the rodents' hairs causes rejection of the crude drug. There are certain methods for controlling the pest and an insect, and before the storage of the crude drug, the drug should be prevented by drying method, and it also be given by some treatment of fumigants. They are the chemical control method, also called fumigation. The control of the pest is usually done by use of some chemical pesticide, some insecticide, fungicide, herbicide and rodenticide. And most fumigants do not kill eggs of the insect, so therefore it is advisable to repeat the fumigation process at different intervals to obtain the better result. And these insecticides are usually applied to the vegetative parts for the protective activity in the form of the spray, aerosol, solution, suspension and fine dust form. And most common insecticidal agent or fumigants which are used for the prevention or controlling of the insects and pests are methyl bromide, carbon disulfide, hydrocyanic acid are used, and sometimes by the addition of few drops of chloroform or carbon tetrachloride are also used for controlling the pest or insect. Sometimes the exposure to the alternate periods of low and high temperature is highly effective, especially for insects' eggs which are not affected by insecticide, and is more effective for killing adult insects like pupa, larvae, and some eggs are killed by very low temperature. Now another method for controlling pest or insect is the liming. Sometimes special treatment like liming of certain drugs as ginger and coating of the nutmeg is required, and it protects the against insect attack, but it provides only partial protection. In order to keep the crude drug as long as possible, good housekeeping is most essential to preserve the drug for longer period of time. The drug should be stored in a dry, well aerated building in which the daily temperature fluctuations are limited. Our drug should be stored in the premises which are waterproof, fireproof, and rodent proof, as well as it should be protected from the insects as well as livestock attack. The floor and wall and shelves should be easy to clean, and the drug should be stored in a cool and dark places, and the drug should be stored in airtight, moisture proof and light proof containers such as tin cans. It should be covered metal tins or in amber glass container to protect the drug from the light. Usually the wooden boxes and paper bags should not be used. A well closed container must be used because it protects the content from the irrelevant matter as well as from the efflorescence, evaporation, and from the loss of the drug while handling or storage. And sometimes the periodic spraying of the premises with insecticide and fumigation also help to prevent the spread of infestation. And each stock should be inspected regularly. If the material found to be contaminated, it should be destroyed by burning. These are the certain steps which is required for the storage of the crude drug as long as possible. That's all for today. Now the chapter of the crude drug has been completed. If you have any query regarding this chapter, then now you can ask. Thank you, class.